Taunton is an extraordinary place, and with a history reaching back at least to the Anglo-Saxons and to the bishops of Winchester, who regarded it as one of their most valuable possessions in all their possessions in southern England. It was historically a very rich place, commercially rich, but also a place with a very strong sense of itself. There was a rhyme that said, "I was bore in Taunton Dean, where should I be bore else?" It was as if the people of Taunton felt that their landscape and their heritage was like none other, and everyone else should feel jealous of those who had the good fortune to be born here.
So I was born near Taunton. I grew up with the Tacky Morris, the brew house, both on my doorstep. I used to have instrumental lessons with the Rural Music School, and more recently I've done quite a lot of playing with various bands at the Kit Gig. I've been away at uni for the last 3 years, and now I'm about to go out filming with Somerset Film to find out more about Taunton arts and culture as it stands at the moment.
We are very much about trying to bring the countryside into the town in developing our concept and vision for Taunton as a garden town. I think the value for arts and culture for Taunton is around making sure that we're creating and maintaining a place that's more than just about housing, and a place that people want to spend their free time. And we all know that having that sort of vibrant and rich artistic and cultural offer in a town or city makes a real big contribution towards that, and that's why it's so important. And we know that can be a big strong lever for inward investment into the town.
The value of culture in a town like Taunton, it brings a different level of understanding, allowing people to engage with a wider range of experiences and exposure to different kinds of ways of thinking and knowledge. The BA programme is a broad-based contemporary fine art degree programme. So we get students thinking about their ideas, thinking about skills, trying to give students the best kind of grounding in contemporary fine art. I think it's difficult for students right now graduating. The facilities are so important, and as much as we provide the facilities for students whilst they are here, it would be great to see facilities being made much more available to students once they have graduated. I'm thinking about places like print studios, sculpture workshops. So how do we try and encourage students to put on their own shows, get out there, find locations which they can develop their own kind of artistic community and become a kind of self-sustaining body.
So in our case we're developing a vision for Rediscovering which is based around landscape, and we want to become a centre of arts and landscape. So what we want to do is provide more space for making work. So we've got plans to develop some studio spaces at the back of the house, to open up the house so that more visitors can access more space.
I have to say, I think the audience for Rediscovering is really quite varied, because a lot of people are coming for the garden, a lot of people are coming for a cup of tea, but in the end they come into the gallery as well.
I think for me Taunton is a kind of tipping point. I think it feels that now is the right time. Nationally there are lots of problems in towns. I think personally, a lot of money's gone into cities, and now it feels the right time to start sorting a lot of the issues in towns, and one way is through culture.
I think what Taunton as a town lacks is the next level up. In terms of local regeneration, I think there's a need for a balance between the larger scale aspirations of what might be more performance orientated activity and actually more to do with perhaps addressing the practical, pragmatic and kind of logistical elements of just having places to do things. I think I'm talking about a strata of activity which is committed. It's that level that is under-resourced.
I think people need to realise that music's important. Some schools were cutting music and the arts, and that's just stupid.
They think we want, a massive arena or something, but that's not going to solve Taunton's problems in the sense of up-and-coming musicians and having somewhere to play.
Yeah.
The arts is vital, and it's about It's about people and their interaction. It's about vulnerable people being able to access information and to gain confidence with being with other people. It's about young people learning about the world through the arts, and for some young people that's the best mode of expression for them to gain a sense of who they are and how they fit into the world.
It's using your imagination and expanding your knowledge on anything to do with the arts. It's brilliant.
If you're happy with what you're doing in one thing, then you tend to be more focused when doing others.
Art can be super challenging, but there's always that reward that, you know, I've created a performance, a piece of artwork, a film, something like that. With kind of businesses and things running 24/7, there's no time to pause and just think about kind of yourself and develop who you are as a person and who you are in your community.
So the Centre for Young Musicians Taunton is a Saturday centre for under 18s. So we have students from age 5 upwards, and they come every Saturday to do lots of music making activity. So the Guildhall School has absolutely invested hugely in the Centre for Young Musicians because it firmly believes in investing in young people. It's a fantastic talent pipeline that we have here in the Southwest. Children from all backgrounds can access what we have to offer on Saturdays, and they can improve, learn, develop as individuals, make an important contribution to their local community, and who knows, go on to great things.
If there was one thing in Taunton that could improve life for you as a young musician, what would that be?
I think it would be really good for people who don't have access to the facilities and opportunities that people do at colleges like QS, if that was more widely available outside of education institutions. I think that would be really good.
Adding better facilities in primary schools, because at my primary school we always had to go out at playtimes and I just wanted to stay in and do music.
Our offer really in Taunton around specifically dance has been through our Inspired programme and going into schools in Taunton. We all know about these amazing 5 ways to health and well-being, and I just think that dance really sits within those 5 things just so well.
Well, for me as a dance instructor, I see the value in people enjoying themselves. I see the value in us having a better quality of life. So many benefits that are really not immediately quantifiable.
And it's just such a great way of being able to express yourself in a physical way. And we could all do with more of that in our lives,
Absolutely.
really.
A lot of the projects we do at Somerset Artworks are very much about people and place, working in an area for a prolonged period of time to build up those relationships, build up that sense of trust, and we find that really helps a sense that whatever we're doing is a collective endeavour.
And Somerset Artworks got involved and said that would we like a wall hanging made, and it's just sort of progressed from there, really. It really came about from the history group, that we were, just researching the history of Priorswood and then North Taunton.
A lot of the photos came in via people. Some were relatives from they'd lived round Priorswood and round this area for some time.
It's been an amazing project, hasn't it, Helen?
Yes,
really?
fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
So we've established that some questions need to be asked. Arts Taunton have a vision of Taunton as a sort of city, being a really vibrant place to live and work. And it's a really great vision. And now we need to think about how we can achieve that. So we can think about how to maintain a balance between any larger scale projects and also investing in things that we've already got. As a county town, Taunton will always be special, but now we need to think about how we keep it special.
I think perhaps in recent generations, Taunton has lost some of that sense of its specialness, which was so obvious to people in the past. And part of our endeavour nowadays must be to try to rediscover it. And that's one of the things that the Museum of Somerset has tried to do. Has tried to draw out Somerset stories and Taunton stories, and not only to do that, but to link them to people and to engage people with a place like this, to make this a civic space, a place that people feel that they own and can shape and influence. And that's part of what makes culture special. It's not about something that's other, it's about something that we own and enjoy that intrigues us and fascinates us, startles or shocks us. And all those are things which I think that culture in Taunton in the time ahead must be trying to do.